Do you ever find yourself caught in a scroll, moving from one piece of negative news to the next, even when you know it's making you feel worse? It's a familiar scenario for many of us in our hyper-connected world. You might start by innocently checking the news, only to find yourself an hour later deeper into a rabbit hole of distressing information, feeling anxious and drained. This phenomenon has a name: doomscrolling. While the compulsive consumption of negative news and online content isn't entirely new, the term itself gained widespread recognition around late 2019 and became particularly prominent during the tumultuous year of 2020 and the COVID-19 pandemic. It perfectly captures a societal tendency to absorb a continuous stream of distressing information, often with significant and detrimental effects on our mental well-being. So, why do we do it? The prevalence of doomscrolling is rooted in a fascinating interplay of our own psychology and the very technology we use. Think of it like this: our brains are ancient, hardwired for survival. Firstly, there's the negativity bias. From an evolutionary standpoint, paying more attention to threats and dangers was crucial for survival. Our ancestors who spotted the saber-toothed tiger first were more likely to pass on their genes. Today, this translates into an unconscious prioritization of threatening, negative information, pulling us towards distressing news like a powerful magnet. Then there's the fear of missing out, or FOMO, coupled with a desire for control. In uncertain times, we crave knowledge, believing that if we just knew more, we could better understand or even influence the situation. This initiates the urge to scroll, but ironically, it rarely leads to a sense of control. Instead, it often spirals into increased distress, as the sheer volume of negative information overwhelms us. Our brains also play a trick on us with the dopamine reward loop. When we discover new information, especially something that feels significant or urgent, our brain releases dopamine, a feel-good neurotransmitter. This creates a powerful feedback loop, reinforcing the scrolling behavior, making it feel almost addictive, even if the information itself is upsetting. And when exposed to negative stimuli, our amygdala, the brain's alarm center, activates, triggering a fight or flight stress response. This puts our bodies on high alert, leading to a continuous scan for threats, trapping us in a cycle where we seek out more negative news because our system is already primed for it. Furthermore, prolonged doomscrolling can actually impair the function of our prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain responsible for impulse control, decision-making, and focus. This cognitive overload makes it even harder to disengage, weakens our ability to stop, and can leave us feeling scattered and unable to concentrate. Now, let's be honest, technology isn't entirely innocent here. Social media platforms, the primary conduits for doomscrolling, are designed to maximize user engagement. Their algorithms are sophisticated, often prioritizing emotionally stimulating and frequently negative content because it generates more clicks, reactions, and shares. The infinite scrolling feature, the endless feed of new posts, exploits our natural curiosity and those dopamine loops, making it incredibly difficult to find a natural stopping point. The consequences of all this aren't just mental fatigue. Doomscrolling is strongly linked to a variety of adverse mental and physical health outcomes. Mentally, it can manifest as increased anxiety, depression, pervasive sadness, irritability, and a profound difficulty concentrating. For those already struggling, it can exacerbate existing mental health issues, trigger panic attacks, and even lead to vicarious trauma as we absorb the suffering of others. Physically, the constant exposure and fixed postures contribute to insomnia and disturbed sleep patterns, often leading to nightmares. Headaches, nausea, and persistent neck and shoulder pain from looking down at screens are also common complaints. It's a full-body experience of distress. But here's the good news: we are not powerless. Breaking the cycle of doomscrolling involves an attention recovery plan, a multifaceted approach focusing on awareness, digital discipline, and a conscious re-engagement with the real world. The first crucial step is cultivating awareness and mindfulness. You can't change what you don't recognize. Begin by simply noticing when you are doomscrolling. What does it feel like in your body? What thoughts are running through your mind? What emotions are surfacing? Just observing, without judgment, is powerful. Mindfulness practices like taking a few deep, grounding breaths or a short meditation can help you pause and regain perspective in that moment. Next, let's talk about setting digital boundaries. This is about being intentional. Implement strict time limits for news consumption. Maybe you decide to check the news for 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening, and that's it. Define specific times and places for checking news, perhaps only at your desk, not in bed. Critically, avoid devices before bedtime. Give your mind at least an hour or two to wind down without the glow of a screen or the anxiety of the news. Consider curating your digital environments. Your social media feed doesn't have to be a source of constant dread. Unfollow negative news sources or accounts that consistently induce anxiety. Actively seek out and follow accounts that share positive, inspiring, or genuinely hopeful content. You have the power to shape what enters your digital space. Another effective strategy is creating friction. Make it physically harder to doom scroll. Move distracting apps off your home screen, burying them in folders. Try using grayscale mode on your phone. A world without color often makes the screen less appealing. Or simply log out of applications when you're done using them. The extra step of logging back in can be just enough friction to break the impulse. Perhaps the most impactful step is engaging in offline alternatives. Life beyond the screen is rich and fulfilling. Prioritize real-world activities that genuinely bring you joy and peace. This could be exercise, spending time in nature, connecting face-to-face with loved ones, pursuing creative hobbies like painting or playing an instrument, or simply reading a physical book. These activities naturally counteract excessive screen time and replenish your mental energy. We can also employ cognitive behavioral techniques. When you feel a negative thought spiral beginning, try thought stopping. Visualize a big red stop sign in your mind. This simple act can interrupt the pattern. Challenge catastrophizing thoughts by asking yourself, what's the most realistic outcome here? Or what actions can I actually control in this situation? Focusing on what's within your sphere of influence, however small, can be incredibly empowering.
Finally, for persistent and unmanageable doom-scrolling habits, remember that seeking professional support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Therapists specializing in cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, can provide structured interventions and personalized strategies to help you break free from these patterns. Experts like Dr. Roxanne Cohen-Silver, known for her work on collective trauma and media exposure, and many clinical psychologists offer valuable insights and strategies. Organizations like the WHO, Cleveland Clinic, and Mayo Clinic also provide excellent resources. It's important to acknowledge that addressing doom scrolling isn't just about individual willpower. It's a complex issue intertwined with how technology platforms are designed and how information flows in our world. There are ongoing debates about whether doom scrolling qualifies as a clinical addiction, the extent to which platforms are responsible for their addictive designs, and the need for stricter regulations. Leaders, digital wellness advocates, and researchers are all part of a broader conversation pushing for platforms to prioritize user health and well-being. The future outlook suggests a continued focus on both individual and systemic interventions. There will likely be ongoing pressure for technology platforms to reevaluate their design philosophies, driven by increased public awareness, academic research, and governmental calls for regulation. Simultaneously, digital wellness tools and strategies, alongside enhanced media literacy education, will continue to empower individuals like you to manage information consumption and protect your mental well-being in an increasingly connected world. Stopping doom scrolling isn't about ignoring the world. It's about engaging with it more mindfully and protectively. It's about reclaiming your attention and your peace of mind. Start small, perhaps by picking just one strategy from our attention recovery plan. Be patient with yourself, because forming new habits takes time and effort, but know that with awareness and intentional action, you can regain control over your digital life and cultivate a healthier relationship with information, fostering a calmer, more focused you. The journey to attention recovery begins with a single conscious choice.